Welcome to the St John's New South Wales content plan for January 2021. This presentation is brought to you by Krishna Devi and Nathan Heather. The logic for this content plan is rather extensive, but we've managed to break it down into 4 components: platform usage, content pillars, post diversity, and relevance. We've been provided 3 platforms to cover these bases: Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. St John's New South Wales has a Facebook following of 57,000, an Instagram following of 2,700, and a LinkedIn following of 4,100. So they have a rather large following, and the majority of the followers come from their Facebook page. We wanted our platform usage to be optimal, so we looked into the divisions between the platforms and their post trends. We found trends across over a dozen articles, with 3 most comprehensively detailing on how to utilise posts best on different platforms. The first was Neil Patel, who boasted these key findings. On Facebook, there was a strong impact on organic reach that was reliant on quantity. Pages are organically recommended less if the page posts too frequently or infrequently. On Instagram, you should post during Instagram downtime. Posting in the period just before peak usage will result in higher engagement as there is less competition. LinkedIn audiences skew older in an age range and demonstrate a higher level of education than the other platforms. From Hootsuite, we learnt that the best global engagement for Facebook is on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. On Instagram, there is a recency favoritism. Audiences will see the most recent posts first, so posting frequently is useful. On LinkedIn, brands have automated posts that are posted on the hour. To avoid them, you either post 15 minutes before or after to front-load engagement and get boosted in the rankings. From Sprout Social, we found information on individual types of posts and how well they perform at a given time. There are too many graphs to address here, but we apply them to every single one of our posts. Our current post schedule contains 12 posts to Facebook, 9 posts to Instagram, and 7 posts to LinkedIn throughout the month. Our current schedule has 2 posts on Mondays, 4 on Tuesdays, 4 on Wednesdays, 4 on Thursdays, 3 on Fridays, 3 on Saturdays, and 0 on Sundays. We utilised this information to post at these times. Facebook depended on the content type. It was usually posted at 10 AM if it was educational content, such as interaction or enrolment based, 2 PM if recreational content, which was made to read and keep scrolling afterwards, or post at 5 PM if it was media related, such as a short video. On Instagram, it was nice and simple. We always posted narrowly before the Instagram peak, which came at about 1 PM. On LinkedIn, we posted every single post on the 45-minute mark to avoid competing with automated competition. The individual time is skewed depending on the day because different days receive different viewerships. If there was content that was shared across several platforms, the priority goes to the Facebook post because it had the most followers. However, if there's a combined Facebook and LinkedIn post, it is edged back 15 minutes to account for the LinkedIn. We applied the 4 content pillars when making each of our posts. Firstly, conversational. We aim to initiate a discussion with the audience. You can see this in our 19th post, which illustrates the impact on schools that St John's Ambulance has. Next, we have entertainment, which aims to reach a larger audience through likes and shares, and encourages the audience to keep the company in mind. You can see this in our 10th post, which is about Celebrity Pup. Third, we have education. We're looking for an action with these posts, so we front-loaded every education post with calls to action. We encourage them with a click to learn more. You can see this in our 12th post, the First Aid Quiz, which attempts to convert customers to our website. And lastly, we have customer service posts, which aim to build credibility in the company. You can see this in our 14th post, Brooke's Story, which uses testimony to talk about St John's Ambulance. The next component is post diversity. You don't want your audience to be tired by repetition. Thus, there are no repeated posts in our content plan. The only repetition our audience may experience is the result of post sharing across platforms. To minimize this, we only posted cross-platform on the most important posts, which needed a maximised reach. The St John's audience is highly diverse, so we had to make posts that accommodated that. The plan consists of posts that maintain a high level of professionalism, which makes them suitable to most crowds. There is, however, a difference in the intentions of our content. As mentioned in the content pillar segment, different posts fulfill different roles for the audience. Limited post diversity can be helpful for convenience. St. John's holds a slight density bubble in diversity with their donation requests on Instagram. About 10% of their posts use the same image template. We also use that template when making our donation request. Relevance is the last component on this list. Luckily, there were 3 events that helped us with addressing relevance over the January 2021 period. Beginning the month, we capitalised on the new year with posts talking about New Year's resolutions and a limited time New Year's discount. This was followed by the Australia Day public holiday, which is highly relevant to St. John's, New South Wales, as they have a substantial volunteer presence during the holiday. The third event that was relevant is Back to School. This comes on January 27th. We have 2 posts using this to keep relevance and appeal to specific parts of The third event is Back to School. This comes on January 27th. We have 2 posts using this to keep relevance and to appeal to the specific audience of parents. There are 3 key messages relating to sudden cardiac arrest that must be conveyed through our plan. The chance of survival is reduced by 10% each minute. Creating awareness and information about the speed at which sudden cardiac arrest can cause a potential lethal outcome is a must for our campaign. We must also educate people on the fact that it's the leading cause of death, often with no noticeable symptoms. There is an increased chance of survival by up to 70% if a defibrillator is used. We must introduce and explain the use of defibrillators and ask both people and businesses to buy them. These messages are conveyed through many of our posts. We'll look at the first 3 that do so. Post 2 is a CPR guide. This post centres on the importance of every single minute before measures are taken. Post 5 is a video named Michael's Story. This video discusses in depth as to how Michael did not experience severe symptoms until he was struck by the sudden cardiac arrest. It also points out that health does not equal immunity. Post 6 is a promotion for defibrillator courses. It directly discusses the importance of defibrillator access and education. There are 4 strategy pillars set by St. John's that the campaign itself is built on. Engage, as leaders and influencers. St. John's builds strong partnerships and develops key relationships through approaching various social medias and events, creating opportunities for everyone to learn. Enable, vision that drives St. John's to share what they have and maximise all the tools that they have to succeed. Reimagine, by understanding the impact of the work that they do. St. John's tries to become more innovative. The approach has been to defend, extend, and increase reach of the current business offering, namely training, products, and events. Future-proof. They've identified opportunities to grow their product range, tailor their programs to better meet market needs, and simultaneously protect their current market with key partnerships and leading technology to engage customers. Each of our posts works in accordance with these 4 pillars. The goals and objectives of this campaign were to align with St. John's overall strategic plan, build the profile and credibility of St. John's Ambulance New South Wales, and educate the general public on the importance of first aid. Our marketing content plan for 2021 works towards achieving each of these goals. St. John's Ambulance states, "Our vision is to have one person educated, equipped, and prepared to provide first aid in every home, workplace, and public gathering. Our mission is to save lives through first aid." Our marketing content plan for January 2021 works towards achieving this outcome via each of these goals. 1. Align with St. John's overall strategic plan. We are continuing to help build safer and more resilient communities by investing in programs which create positive social impact. The work they do across New South Wales means more people will have the confidence and tools to help in an emergency. 2. Build the profile and credibility of St. John's Ambulance. In order to improve the customer experience and make the organisation more accessible to individuals and communities, we use modern platforms to enhance their capabilities and efficiency. We also use the emotional trait in our volunteers, or some personal stories, to gain emotional connection with the audience. 3. Educate the general public on the importance of first aid. By St. John's Community Program, we hope that we can focus on community training. More people in the community will be equipped with first aid skills through their free community training. It is one of the biggest social impacts that we have. Together, by using the content plan aligned by St. John's goals, we believe we could help to create an impact on some of the most important issues facing our communities. will save lives and contribute towards the well-being of people throughout New South Wales.